Everyone, what's going on? This is DCarlos, coming to you out of the state of Florida. Just wanted to cut another quick video. I'm super excited. I have a great friend of mine here.
Great friend of yours.
On the show. Definitely, I wanted to really get her opinion about something that's really can be insightful to those that don't stutter or seeing someone stutter, and what it's like to possibly live with a person that stutters like myself. So with that being said, I wanted to ask her a question. My guest is DCarlos, my own wife. So she knows quite a bit about this world since she married your boy.
I'm borderline an expert.
So, I wanted to ask her, when you first met me, and then going into when we just had dialogue and we had conversation, and when you knew, or like you found out like, oh, this guy talks a certain way, what were your thoughts? What were your opinions, if you had any? And and that's pretty much that. Go
So first time we met, because I'm trying to think about if I did, the first time we met, I did not realize you stuttered.
Mm-hmm.
And I cannot recall when I realized that you stuttered. I think probably you pointed it out to me or something that caused me to realize, but I don't think I ever came to that realization to myself, like, oh, he stutters. I do remember, however, a friend of yours, well, someone who knew you longer than I did, ask me, like, oh, so you and David are talking? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, how do you do with the stuttering? And I was like, he stutters? I kind of said that to kind of get back at them for saying that to me. I was like, excuse me, that's not how you're going to identify my man. But that was more like a revenge thing. But I will tell you, coming from my background in psychology, when I realized that you stuttered, and I always tell you this, your brain works faster than your mouth.
Definitely. Oh yeah.
And that's why you stutter. I feel like that's why you stutter.
I mean, I would attribute, and I'm gonna dive more into why a person may stutter. And I'm not no scientist. I haven't gone to school for a speech impediment or anything like that, but just me living this every day. That's a big part. I would say it's about 80% of why I believe I stutter is because my brain and my lips, they don't sync at the same time.
Right.
And I really try to speak really fast. Like if I didn't stutter, which would be a travesty because it's truly a gift, but if I didn't stutter, I would talk a mile a minute.
Right.
I feel so.
And I feel like I talk a mile a minute because your brain and my brain works the same, where
similar,
we already similar
100%.
Where I feel like we process things much faster than our mouth. Like your mouth will get it out, but for me, my mouth gets it out so fast that sometimes people are like, could you say that again? Because they didn't quite get out. I just speed through my words.
Right.
So where it comes to my opinion and you stuttering, it never was like a thing for me like, oh wow, that's a deal breaker or that's weird. I just kind of saw it that this is the truth. I saw it as you're really intelligent, so that you're like, you've got a lot in your head. You know what I mean? Like you've got a lot to say. You've got a lot in your head, and it's just that your mouth doesn't, the synapse or whatever doesn't add up. You know what I mean? I kind of more looked at it from the perspective of he's super intelligent. Like he's got a lot to say. And do remember our initial conversation, like the first night we met, after we were texting each other. Our communication was...
Sorry. Shout out Dollar Tree. If you ever need any advertising, holla at me.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just want shopping sprees at Dollar Tree. That's all I ask for.
Cool.
So, we texted for like hours. there was
Definitely.
nothing wrong with our communication.
Oh yeah, texting was great. Oh, I'm a mean texter. I'll tell you that.
So, you know, it was just kind of like, I connected with that, you know, and I think I had seen someone comment on your question post saying that they see them as anybody else.
Yeah.
And I never singled you out. Like, oh, he stutters. Like, it was never that big of a deal in my head. But what I do love is that after we got married, like, you and I have reached a place where we can joke about it. Like the DJ thing.
Levity, yeah.
And the, and when you, like, stutter and I'm like if you say, send me the pic, and you say pic, I will literally send you 5 pictures.
5 different pictures.
So
it's crazy.
I feel like the fact that I feel like that's something in our marriage that's unique that I wouldn't have with someone who doesn't stutter. You know, like that's our little humor.
Definitely. There's so many things that have come. Yes. Thank you. That's my English expert. That have come from me stuttering. They really have. Like a lot of strengths have been forged and found in me stuttering. And I'm gonna talk more about these things as I collect my ideas and how I want to lay everything out. One of them is the power of a pause. Yes, and I tell Jayanne that all the time. I forgot where I had got it from, and forgive me, but it is basically, you can say a lot by not saying as much, or you can say a lot by having some silence at the end of what you say. So for example, for those that use this when they talk, it's powerful, super. You can say, hey, what is wrong with you today? Or you can say, hey, what is wrong with you today? And that pause, or to whichever way, whatever phrase, whatever you're saying, that extra pause at the end of something, like, hey man, you're looking, or you to me look like you're having a great day. That extra pause, I don't know what it does, but it puts an extra stamp on something. So saying all of that, the pause actually is a tool to help me not to stutter. And at the same time, on the offensive, it helps me get my point across, because now it's actually more impactful. And for that, like, there are things that I'll dive into, but that's one of the things that has helped me navigate through, you know, my gifting, because it is a gift. But I wanted to ask you also, have you ever, is it rare or is it normal to have people in Guyana stutter? Have you ever seen anybody?
When you told me,
that's where she's from.
When you told me you wanted to do the interview, and then I was thinking, like, we know of stuttering, we know that it exists, but I can't tell you of anybody in my life other than you directly that I have heard stutter. Right. I may have some family members, but I don't know. Right.
I haven't met a whole bunch, but when I do, I let them know that, hey, I feel your pain, and I'm like, hey, I stutter too. But they kind of shut down, or they shut off, like we don't want to start a stuttering convention here, people. Silly. But yeah,
not what I'm going for.
You know, I haven't met a whole bunch, but when I do, I definitely let them know that you aren't alone, and it's something that a lot of people go through. But even people have a mouth stutter, which is I believe my father has a little bit of a mouth stutter. Like he'll say, mijo, which I'm Hispanic, for those that thought I was like Filipino or Chino or something. That's another inside joke. He says mijo, and then he'll and then he'll go on with what he does, and he talks perfectly fine. So definitely that. Appreciate you. We can do other things in the future, and I appreciate you for being able to be interviewed. So we thank you. Take care. Have a blessed day, and I would appreciate any comments, any feedback, your thoughts, your ideas. Appreciate you. Take care.